Hey everyone, it's Daria. Welcome back to my channel full of lit, and today I want to talk to you guys about a YA contemporary duology that I feel like just doesn't get the love and attention that it deserves, and I want to rectify that. And that is the Darius Duology by Adib Khorram. The first book, Darius the Great Is Not Okay, follows Darius, a young Iranian-American teen who feels kind of out of place everywhere. At school, at home, even in his own body. Darius struggles with bullies who are constantly picking on him for his Iranian culture at school, and he also has a father who just doesn't really understand his depression. The plot of the novel really kicks off when Darius and his family have to pack up and go to his mother's homeland of Iran because his mother's father, Darius's grandfather, is very ill and they want to all try to see him one last time before he passes. And while Darius and his family are staying there, he strikes up a friendship with a young boy named Sohrab who lives in the neighborhood. Through this friendship and through being immersed in Iranian culture, Darius really begins to come to terms with every part of himself, from his mental health to his Iranian identity. The sequel to that novel, Darius the Great Deserves Better, actually just came out this week. Without venturing too far into spoiler territory, this book follows Darius post his visit to Iran. He and his family have returned home to America, a new school year has started, and Darius has a lot on his plate. He's dealing with his first relationship with his boyfriend Landon. He managed to land his dream job at his favorite tea shop. His parents are going through financial difficulties at the moment. His younger sister Lale is dealing with bullies and he's trying to help her through that. And at the same time, he's trying to adjust to being on his school soccer team. He's trying to stay in contact with his best friend Sohrab, and on top of all of that, his grandfather's health is deteriorating day by day. In this installment, we really get to see that just because Darius went on that life-changing trip to Iran and had so many revelations about himself, it doesn't mean that his life is going to magically correct itself and that everything will get exponentially better. And I really loved getting to witness Darius's continued journey towards courage and self-love. So now that I've told you guys a bit about these books, I want to dive into more detail and give you all specific reasons why you should read the Darius Duology. Coming in at number 1, we have the incredible mental health representation that are in these books. There's a lot of great discussions about depression and the way that mental health issues can impact you every single day. There's discussions about medication and the way that it can impact one's mood and one's weight. We also get to see through Darius's father and through Darius's extended family in Iran that sometimes the people in our lives who love us just can't seem to understand our mental health struggles. And unfortunately, in a lot of communities of color, I know I've experienced this, there still is this stigma surrounding mental health. This idea that you're just in a bad mood or you're just really anxious and you can somehow snap yourself out of it. The second reason that I believe you should read this duology is because the first book takes place predominantly outside of the US. The first book, as I mentioned, takes place entirely in Iran, and I swore I wouldn't get emotional. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I can't tell you how much it meant to me to see my parents' homeland of Iran be written about with so much love and care and respect and dignity. That doesn't happen for us a lot. So it was really nice to read. Oh my god, why did this happen? Whew. The second point leads very easily into my third point of why you should read this book, because of all the incredibly accurate and hilarious references to Iranian culture and language. Whether it was Darius and his mother joking about how Iranians make tea, or the mention of particularly meaningful Iranian phrases, the fourth reason you should pick up these books is because of the incredible friendship between Sohrab and Darius. These two develop such a deep and meaningful bond. There's a cultural connection between the two of them. Sohrab encourages Darius to embrace his Iranian identity, which Darius has always felt very distant from. And Sohrab and Darius are unafraid to be affectionate and loving towards one another. And I think that's something that we don't often see in YA contemporaries between young men especially. The fifth reason you should read this duology is because of the incredibly nuanced and complex familial relationships. I've mentioned this before, but in the first book mostly, you really see the struggle between Darius and his father. Darius feels like his father not only doesn't understand him, but also is disappointed by who he is. His father is constantly on him about losing weight. His dad is not very receptive to hearing about Darius' struggle with mental health and just sort of ignores it. And it was really beautiful getting to see the progression and evolution of that relationship, especially in the second book. There's also an incredibly strong bond between Darius and his younger sister Lale. Darius is always looking looking out for his younger sister. This becomes especially apparent in the second book when Lale is dealing with a lot of racist microaggressions from both her classmates and her teacher, and Darius is there to always support her and defend her. But at the same time, in the first book, we saw that there was this little bit of jealousy between them because Lale can speak Farsi better than Darius, and Darius always feels inadequate whenever he's around his family, and she is so easily talking to his grandparents and his aunts and uncles, and Darius is struggling to even understand what people are saying. The sixth reason you should read this duology is because in the second book in particular, the author really digs into what it means to be an ally and a friend to someone. In the second book, Darius is starting to strike up a friendship with a guy named Chip. Chip's best friend is a guy named Trent, who has been Darius's main tormentor. He says very homophobic and racist things to him. Whenever Trent is around, Chip doesn't defend Darius, and he allows Trent to continue to treat Darius badly. And so there is this question in Darius in the reader's mind of how can Chip claim to be a friend to Darius when he continues to align himself and have a relationship with someone who hurts and terrorizes Darius so often. And the seventh and final reason that I believe that you should read the Darius Duology is because of its exploration of sex, romance, and body image. In both books, but I would say most prominently in the second book, Darius struggles a lot with body image. He always feels like his boyfriend Landon is just way too hot for him. Whenever Landon tries to initiate any kind of physical contact, Darius gets very uncomfortable. And even though Darius does have sexual and romantic desires, there are some things that he just doesn't want to do and doesn't feel ready for. And that is perfectly okay. I feel like both these novels' portrayal of sex, romance, and body image was just very well done, and something that I think young readers in particular can really benefit from reading. So there you have it, 7 reasons that I believe you should go out and read the Darius Duology. Now, of course, there are so many more reasons to love Darius, but if I tried to list all of them, we'd be here all day. So that's it for me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know if you've read the Darius Duology, or if you haven't, if you have any plans on picking it up soon. In case it wasn't obvious, I highly recommend that you do. All of my social media accounts can be found in the description below, so go ahead and check those out if you would like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!